Find your heart and focus all your attention on it. What is the heart? On the physical level, it's pumping blood, it's moving the liquid that keeps us alive, the liquid that is alive, through our bodies. And by doing that, it's adjusting the rhythm of our thoughts, the rhythm of all our organs. Thoughts are just the function of one organ, but all the organs are being orchestrated by the rhythm of the heart. The rhythm of the heart is a conductor. The music is you, your experience, your dress, your only way of knowing yourself at this point in your evolution. So the beat of the heart, the rhythm of the heart, is directing the music of your organs by sending the divine fluid in specific quantities at a specific speed with a specific pressure throughout your organs. But this rhythm is very far from random. When the heart is creating this rhythm in order to direct the music, the heart is doing so based on a very specific, very deep and very real intelligence. It's responding to something very real. And the way that it is responding is the design that comes from beyond. The way that it is responding is the representative of the one who created you. That's as close as you can go to the one who created you, is to interact directly with the nature of your heart. Because your heart, the signal of your heart was designed by him, and therefore it's him, it's his signal. Whatever you present to the heart is going to affect what his signal is going to create in response. What type of music is going to result from that signal. On a deeper level, the level of emotion, the heart is responsible for our feelings. And so part of the formula that's going to create the rhythm is going to be how we feel, our emotions. On that level, the heart represents your deepest beliefs, what you have defined as your interests, what you have defined as important, what you have decided you love. All these things get formulated into blood molecules and they get stored in the heart. So that the blood in the heart that vibrates on that vibration can respond to the stimuli that's coming in from the environment, and then the heart will know how it feels. So some molecules in the brain are going to represent the external stimuli, and then the molecules in the heart are going to respond to the molecules in the brain. And then you're going to know how to feel. If the brain doesn't allow the stimuli in, then the heart won't respond to it. It's not real to the heart, unless the brain is representing it. And so the heart, being the core of the emotion, is the base of the thoughts. In the world of thought, the heart represents the core from where the thoughts come out. The thoughts are representing the interests that they believe the heart has. Because the duty of the brain is to protect the heart. This is what it was designed to do first, to protect the individual heart. When it evolves, then it wants to protect the collective heart, because it realizes its true nature. The collective heart is the nature from where we come forth. The collective heart is also represented on all dimensions. The individual heart is tangled with the collective heart, so that everything that happens in the individual heart affects the collective. The collective is a result of all the individual hearts. And so, on the level of thought, the heart is the one that's thinking. The brain is doing the thinking, but it's doing the thinking for the heart. It's constantly asking the heart what it wants, if it's a healthy brain. An unhealthy brain has been hijacked by the environment and totally forgotten its own heart. Whether the environment is other people or glamorous possessions or text, anything external that has caused the brain to forget its most basic duty. So anytime the brain gets consumed to the extent that it forgets the heart that it's serving, it's essentially under a spell, under a magical spell. And therefore, that act is considered to be demonic, because it's not a brain that's working for a human heart, which is the only way that the information in the brain is human. If the information in the brain is doing things on its own, that's not human, that's demonic. On the level of thought, the heart is the owner. If the owner is home, then we have a human. If the owner is not home, then there's no human. Demonic simply means the same forces that run the animal kingdoms. It's nothing to be too concerned about, because we interact with them constantly. Some demons are actually very human friendly. A demon simply means an entity that's not intelligent, and therefore will cause damage when its mission doesn't align with human nature. It doesn't know that it doesn't align with human nature. It's an animal spirit. It doesn't understand itself. It doesn't know who it's serving or why it's doing what it's doing. It's simply doing it. It's been taken over. Taken over by an ideal. Taken over by a concept. To the extent that it forgot its true nature. Beyond the level of thought, on the level of essence, the heart is the center that is receiving energy, life force, from dimensions that are beyond our perception, and allowing our essence to manifest on this planet. This is the core of our manifestation. So even though the brain, which carries the intelligence, is higher than the heart in many regards, when it's not attached to the heart, it is much lower than the heart. Because it's disconnected. The brain can be disconnected. The heart is the one that knows itself, whether the brain will recognize it or not. The heart is responding to everything that's happening in the environment, whether the brain wants to recognize it or not. Sometimes the brain thinks it's being rational and it says, this shouldn't be painful, I shouldn't care. And based on a calculation, it tries to contradict the heart. Calculations will not tell you reality. Calculations of this nature are to be updated. This shouldn't hurt me. Oh, but it does. This is how the brain is tuning into the heart. The heart cannot leave reality. The brain can. The brain can go very far from reality. The brain is, at this very moment, creating its own reality. How aligned it is with the real reality, we have no way of knowing at this point. Certainly not 100%. Certainly not even close. So tuning into the heart means without any calculations. What is really happening within the blood cells? There's some activity taking place. In every live being, there's activity taking place. What is that activity? Tune in to your own activity. Because this activity is the route, the channel, through which the spiritual becomes physical. The world of concept, the world beyond, the world that was designed by the one who has the power to do so, comes into manifestation through the human heart. That's the only place where decisions are being made. Everything else is automatic. Every angel knows exactly its duty. It only has one duty and it keeps doing that duty for as long as it will exist. No decisions are being made. Decisions are only being made in this channel that's coming from the spiritual and into the physical. That's the human heart. From there it becomes thought, speech, and action. And once it becomes thought, speech, and action, it is maneuvering within this world. So every move, everything that's taking place, everything that became, is a result of movement within the core, within the center from where everything comes forth. Everything in the body, all the body parts, all the nerves, and even the bones, are all there to serve the heart. This is the nature of the design. The feet are carrying the heart. All the hands are being directed from within the space of the heart. The hands represent the expression of the heart. The 10 fingers represent the 10 different intelligences that shine forth from this life force that lives in the heart. And then there is the head, the watchtower, the brain, constantly trying to predict how to protect itself. But when it protects itself, it's protecting the being that lives in the heart. This is why the heart is considered to be the one that's receiving the information from the senses. You say, the heart hears, the heart sees, the heart understands. So the brain that's receiving the intelligence from beyond, from the rays of the stars, the brain that knows what's happening in so many different dimensions, so many different worlds. The brain has the potential to perceive. It's only put to service, it's only giving us value when we make it human, when it becomes human friendly. And that's by reminding it of the heart that it's trying to serve. Not only its own heart, all human hearts. All human hearts are one heart. This is why when people unite, we say they have a united heart. The united heart makes people identical. They're expressions of the same thing. They have a spiritual unity. It's not simply by thinking the same thoughts. This we have today too much. People thinking the same thoughts. But we don't have enough united hearts. In order for a heart to unite with another heart, that heart first has to unite with itself. Are all the cells in your heart directed towards a united message? Or when the brain presents stimuli to the heart, different parts of the heart respond in a contradictory manner. Such a heart can never be pleased. And so the brain has been programming the heart from the moment that it started presenting stimuli to the heart. The heart is only responding to what the brain showed it. The heart doesn't really know what the brain is supposed to tell it. It can only feel what feels right and what feels wrong. The brain can manage to fool the heart and make it believe that something that's not nice would feel very nice. The heart can only find out from experience that the brain was wrong. And so the heart has its emotional nature. It has the nature of the belief that it's really in search for, because that's the way it was designed to believe. It was designed to believe the truth only. And yet, once the brain presents different messages to the heart itself doesn't know what it really wants. All the molecules have been programmed at random, and they're saying many different contradictory things. So the first step is the unification of the individual heart. This leads to an alignment that allows for unification amongst the many, which is the goal. Because that's the type of being we are. We're a being of many. A being of many needs all the many in order for it to function properly, just like a being of many limbs and organs needs all of them to function properly in order for it to be its proper being. A being of many, which is humanity, needs all its parts to be healthy in order for it to be healthy. If even one is not healthy, then that being is no longer fully healthy. And we're like cells, we affect each other very quickly, on all levels: physical, emotional, mental and spiritual, consciously and unconsciously. And so everything that we're suffering from, we're also on some level broadcasting for everyone else to receive. Everything that we're doing right, we're also helping others do right. We're also giving them strength. Everything that is real and we remember it also helps others remember reality. This is the nature of the many. This is the nature of all beings that are composed of many, including the human body. So when we unite, we create unification in everything around us. Everything we own, everything that vibrates to our energy. And this eventually, this unity, is what's going to spread around the globe until it heals every human being, so that the being of many can be united again.